So I'm going to skip this poll for now and mention the third major point. The concept of change leadership is emerging. And change leadership concepts align much more easily with Agile concepts and practices. And it represents the most promising path forward for aligning these two disciplines. And change leadership, defined by John Kotter, is not interchangeable with change management. Very, very different things. It's concerned with visions and processes for large-scale transformation. Has a little bit harder to manage, right? But it's not focused just on control. It's focused more on putting an engine on the whole change process. That's a very different thing. Other thought leaders in this area are Anderson and Ackerman Anderson, identified three kinds of changes: developmental, transitional, and transformational. And saying, hey, you got a simple developmental change management might be enough. When you have a transitional change, something that's broader, you have to put a lot more emphasis on people. And when you have a transformational change, you need a non-linear process with much need for course correction. That sounds like Agile to me, right? They state you cannot control the process, but instead facilitate and influence it. That sounds like Agile leadership. Sounds like something we're very comfortable with in the Agile world. And it is beginning to get traction in the change management world. So as these evolve, I would love to see these two practices evolve in a more parallel way and intersect better. And agility really is at the intersection of all of it, right? These great challenges are ahead. And agility is that line that kind of cuts across this way. We're the ones that can touch on all of it. And agility supports, motivates, and enables these changes. And we need this for people, for teams, for leaders, and for organizations. And we're the ones that have this mindset, right? We're the ones that are there already, that understand this future. And so we are really well positioned to help bring change management along with us. Crucial to this is that we stay informed about all these new changes, right? So I've touched on them for one slide. There's worlds of information about all this stuff. We each need to find our own path. I could recommend some excellent training and certification resources that are uniquely helpful to Agile leaders, coaches, and practitioners. They are listed here. One that I have highlighted is from Cornell University. They offer this wonderful change management certification. Involves a lot of reflection, journaling, and it focuses on things that Agile practitioners and coaches sometimes could use improvement on, like how to navigate power relationships, how to feel comfortable using your own power, how to negotiate, how to lead strategic change and organizational change in a broader sense. So this is the tip of the iceberg. I have a lot of resources at the end of this deck. There's a world of information that we as Agilists need to explore. We need to embrace. We cannot afford to go into an Agile silo and ignore these movements, because otherwise we are going to go into the shadows. And we're the ones who are uniquely positioned to do it. And in the discussion that we have, I hope that we can talk about what you feel as an Agile leader or practitioner you can do in your organization to help align these two things better. And as a final poll, which we could run during the discussion section, I would love to know which of these key ideas resonated with you, or you think you might be interested in investigating further. But I want to close my portion of this presentation with a reminder that we must always hinge everything we do, everything on that first agile value. People and our interactions must always come first, especially as we are poised on the edge of the digital transformation era. It's going to affect our worlds in ways that many of us have not even begun to think about. And as Agilists, we're going to be the ones that are going to have to remind the world, companies, teams, and leaders, that people come first. Our interactions have to be nurtured, and this is where the growth of our successful futures will lie.